Welcome to episode 223 of Consignment Chats, where today we are going to break down my new favorite thing, the 12-week year. Guys,
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, I know. It's like Molly is the new Libby. Like, it's crazy.
Because I believe that this book and this whole process was created specifically for me because, I want everything to be about me. And I 100% believe that the 12-week year was designed for Molly Liska. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate all your hard work to get my life better. So we
have to thank Jason for suggesting it to us and Libby for telling us that we were doing it. Because we didn't choose this life. It chose us.
Well, really, I announced it on Reseller Reflections before I even discussed it with you all.
It was one of those
I got a little bit of hot water over that one.
Libby got in trouble. She did. I had to call her out on that. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. But yeah. Mom and Dad, aka Jason and Libby, decided that we all needed to do this. And it has been the best thing I have done in, I don't know how long, but it is by far the best thing I have ever done for me and my productivity, my work, everything I'm doing. It's phenomenal. But I don't want to tell you too much about it because first we got to talk about how our last week went because I have a story to tell. Do you ladies have anything to tell about this past week?
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Consignment Chats. This is Molly, and I'll be joined by my co-hosts Libby and Samantha.
So I just want to say it was our 13th week of year one of the 12-week year. So week 13 is kind of like a break week where you can spend it working or you can spend it. I spent it strategizing and
playing
and just getting in trouble. And so that was really my week business wise. So I'm like ready to hit the ground running. I am hitting the ground running and just running with year two. And
it's bad when Saturday about midday, Nick and I go estate sailing, whatever. We come home, we're like unloading, we're working on the office, and he, Mr. Shipper keeps up with everything now. Molly, is Libby okay? She has not shipped. She's got a lot to ship and she's not been shipping. I'm like, it's week 13. Libby's playing. Leave her be. She don't get it done in time.
Well, I suffered for that because there are a lot of little things I do day in and day out, like answer messages, do the shipping twice a day. The messages were big. So I slacked. And I spent hours answering messages between Poshmark, Etsy, and eBay. Yeah, hours. It really sucked.
Well, I don't ever really look at messages often. You're the one that tells me when I have one. And I got a message this morning that I actually saw and I felt bad because apparently a message came in the other day that I didn't see. So bad, Molly, bad. So how's it going with Samantha over in the snowy tundra that she doth live in?
I'm real sick of the snow. We got another, 4 inches, 5 inches last night. Real sick of it.
Real sick of it. She's done, y'all.
But we only have like another 4 to 6 weeks before it's spring. So that's great.
My gosh.
Not to interrupt, but do I look like a kitty cat with this chair?
Oh, you do.
Kitty cats,
it's like
Johnny's, like Johnny's kitty cats,
like Johnny's kitty cats and Liz's kitty cats.
If you guys haven't watched any of our Wednesday lives recently, this is what we do. Our friends send us pictures of their animals, and we share them all over the internet. So
I don't like to play favorites, but Archie's are my favorite.
Yeah, that's because you're a Chihuahua person. You love those little land piranhas. Yes.
I do.
Land piranhas.
Yeah,
so it's cold here. I'd say about half of the state of Michigan is under a state of emergency over the last week and all the storms we had and stuff. But doing good. We're doing good. Just got a little snow. Just listen, I didn't take a 13th week because I slacked off so much in Vegas and didn't do a lot the week we came back either. So I was business as usual this past week and did all my tactics except So we also set a lot of health goals, a lot of us in there. We lost like an entire person in the last one collectively.
No, don't say you lost an entire person. Say it the way you say it. That's so funny.
All right. Together as a group in the last 12-week year, we lost 116.8 pounds, which is like just a couple tenths of a pound off of this grumpy teenager. We lost an entire grumpy teenager, guys.
Thank you. I needed to see Maria's grumpy face.
Grumpy face. That kid. So I lost 7 of those pounds and it was great, but I don't want to say I wasn't trying because I was, but I was tracking my intake, but not really like I didn't set any goals of like, don't go over this amount of calories or don't do this or don't do that. And this time I am starting today. I have to pay attention. So the past week I kind of just ate and drank whatever I wanted and I didn't track any of it. I just let that part go. And then this morning,
you kind of did take a 13th week then.
Just that part, just that tactic. The rest of the tactics stayed on. Just that one was gone. So this morning I'm like, snow, and I'm house sitting. My husband actually came over and he cleaned off the truck and he shoveled and he brought my snow boots and he is absolutely amazing. And I wanted to text him. I was texting him. I wrote it out and I was like, I need the largest hot Big B latte. I want a butter bear, extra butterscotch. Like I'm going the whole. And then I stopped and I erased all of it. And I just told him that I loved him because that one latte would be my entire day's calories. And I have to pay attention to that now because that's one of my tactics. So 12-week year, there you go.
You did there, Samantha, was spent that time building the habit before making other issues. That's what I'm doing with my doctor that I'm working with because there's all these things they want you to do. But I told her, if I try to do everything at once, I'm telling you, I'm not going to make it. So let's pick a couple of really important things and I will focus on those for the first month. And then we'll add a couple of other parts to it. And that's what I like what you did, except that you didn't continue with the habit on week 13. So now you got to kind of start that habit back.
But no, it was good. So that was all Libby because when I first downloaded the app and I was paying attention, I was like depressed and cranky. And I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. Why are we changing my life so much? And she was like, just track it. Just track what you eat. And you make better habits and better decisions just tracking it and not setting any expectations on any of it. And now I know that every time I tracked an extra large butter bear butterscotch latte from Big B, that it was a lot of calories. So now I can better make decisions now that I don't need to waste my calories on that today.
How many calories is in that, by the way?
I know, because it really sounds very caloric.
Especially when I get that extra shot of butterscotch. Oh man, it was like 1,700 or something. It's like a giant Shamrock Shake over there. It's huge. I'm sure there's zero actual coffee or espresso in it. It's just sugar and milk at this point. Yeah. It's so good.
How many calories? It might be like straight up cream. Might not
so
even
instead,
be.
So my major dilemma is there's no coffee maker at this wonderful place that I am staying as I'm house sitting. But Bill got me some no sugar added, low calorie, international. It's only like 60 calories to have a thing of this iced mocha coffee. So I'm fine. It'll be okay.
All right. We want you to be okay. I bought a sugar-free flavoring.
Do not edit that out.
I feel like I'm stewarding right now. I bought a sugar-free flavoring because I wanted to, when I was out of my protein coffee, it hadn't shipped yet. And so I needed something with flavor, but I didn't want to get all that junkety junk sugar.
Right.
I just don't like it. It is so chemical tasting.
This is not great. It's not great. It's not, but I'm going to drink it.
I can't do it. Okay. We could talk about coffee forever and food forever because that's kind of how we roll when we do our lives.
That's kind of what we do on Wednesdays sometimes. We're not talking about pets.
This is an actual
depending
episode,
if we've snacked or had lunch before or after our live. Yeah.
But since this is an actual episode that's actually going to be the podcast, I'm going to bring us back onto the track here. And I have a story to tell you. And first of all, I want to tell you, I am kicking myself that I turned my DJI camera off when we left the estate sale, because we got in the car, we were getting in the car, I turned it off. And as I'm getting in the car, I see this truck coming down the road and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's Trudy, the girl that we're walking around. We've been driving around for months with the Holly Hobby quilt in the back.
Yeah.
If you remember back from episode, who knows how long ago, there's a story about sweet Trudy who wanted this quilt from an estate sale, and I had gotten it. Well, actually, Nick went up and got it before her, and I had no idea. You don't know who wants what when you get them, right? And ran into her waiting in line at an estate sale 2 weeks later. She tells me about how she went to this estate sale, that it really doesn't matter what number you are in line because you can be number one like she was. And in the end, she still missed what she wanted anyway. She was there for a Holly Hobby quilt. And I went, ugh. I have that quilt and it's listed on eBay. So anyway, I pulled the quilt off eBay. I put it in my car and I have been waiting to see Trudy. And here she came up, and y'all, she cried. When I called her because they weren't getting out of the car. So I called her number. I said, is Trudy, is that you in the car there? And she's like, yeah. I go, hi, it's Molly. I'm right out here. And she goes, oh, hey. She gets out of the car because it was crowded with people. And Nick gets out immediately because he knows what it is and gets the quilt out. And she was like, I need to pay you. I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I told her all about how I told the story to the girls, and the girls agree to, like, it was meant for you to have it. Because what are the chances that 2 weeks later, you and I would be in line and you would have this conversation about this quilt and I would be the one who picked it up? Like, that doesn't happen. You were meant to have it. So anyway, it was such a wonderful, like, she hugged me like 3 times. I'm like, I'm sweaty.
Aww.
You really don't want to hug me? She's like, no, I really want to hug you. And then called me.
And
later
y'all,
that
you haven't
day.
seen how sweaty Molly gets when she's thrifting.
Girl,
that was a hug. Trudy really meant it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once, but 3 times she hugged me and called me later that day and left me the sweetest message. She's like, you have been my anyway, it just was, I'm so mad that I had literally just turned the camera off, because that would have been such a beautiful moment to see.
This is why we aren't real YouTubers, guys, because we're not out there capturing these moments. I need you to recreate it. I want like I want you to spritz yourself to get the sweat thing going.
Okay.
We need her to add some eye drops. We need this to happen. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll put it out there.
And then we'll put it out there.
As soon as we got back in the car and we're driving off, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't have my camera on, because that would have been the most amazing conversation to hear. I talked about you girls. We talked about, I mean, it was just a beautiful moment. So yeah. So I just wanted y'all to know that.
Thank you. That's so special.
That's awesome.
Sweet Trudy, she has it now.
Did you remember to delist it?
Oh, I delisted it that day when she told me. I mean, I did it immediately. But
sure.
She's now determined that she wants me to want something of hers. She's like, tell me what you collect. Look through. I have a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, we'll talk.
Aww.
That really wasn't why I got it for you, but thank you for wanting that. But I really you need to have it. So yeah. Anyway.
Adorable.
There's my story, Morning Glory.
I love it. That's awesome.
My sales were great last week. I beat my stretch goal again. I think I might have to stretch my stretch goal soon. But yeah, I beat it again.
That's awesome.
So
you just be consistent.
That's my word. I'm doing it.
Consistent. Yep.
I'm doing it.
I like it.
I mean, how often have we talked about there's no magic? There's no magic to this job, this business. It's just consistency. Consistency is the magic.
That is the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A little teaspoon of consistency makes the sales go round and round.
And Molly, what helps us become more consistent?
The 12-week year, y'all. Let's break it down. Come on. How was year one? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the ins, the outs, the ups and downs, all the good things, all the struggles. Let's do it.
So first of all, this is, I'm just going to say what it is. You all know because we've been talking about it nonstop, but it is the 12-week year reseller intensive program that is based on this book. I'm always pulling that up. Thank you. And yeah, it breaks down a year. You smush it down into 12, well, really 13 weeks. You smush it down. Yeah. So like your goals aren't at the end of the year because that seems very far off. I mean, that's one of the amazing things about this is like every week is a month.
Yeah.
Like think about that for a second. Yeah. The tagline for the book is get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. And we kind of did that. It was a little bit nuts. We put together a group. People joined. There are prerequisites for joining. Like you have to have read the book. You need to attend or report on your scores weekly in a weekly accountability meeting. And you, oh, sorry, I can read that. Yeah. So you have to keep your scorecard. And the other thing is, and I think this is what made it so powerful, is that it was a closed group. Once we close it at the beginning of the quarter, and we will not reopen it for new members until the end of the quarter. So we're just starting year 2 right now. And we got to know each other so well and each other's goals, each other's struggles, and all of it is extremely private. And it is a requirement of the group that you keep things absolutely in the group. We are free to talk about whatever we want. And so are our members, knowing it's going to stay there. We can share whatever numbers. I mean, we can share our sales numbers. We can share our listing numbers. We can share our weight if we want. Yeah, like all of it. And it's just so uber supportive. And I think that's really one of the things that made it such an incredible success. Every person that did it in year 1 has rejoined for year 2 and just had some amazing things to say about their progress and everything. We had a New Year's Eve party this past Friday.
Yes, we did.
I think the best part of our New Year's celebration, to celebrate the past one and kick off the new one, was Vanessa and a few other people. I mean, I think it was a resounding absolutely. Was she said, I never would have stuck with a New Year's resolution this long. Like, and I mean, that's how we start the new year and we're like, we want to do this, we want to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But this was like concrete on paper, had what we're going to do, tweaked it as we went, was able to check in with people every week and get help because, I'm not sticking with this, or this might be too easy, or this is too hard, or all that stuff. And being able to do that along the way, it's just nuts. All those goals we set in the beginning, everybody actually stuck with and saw results.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little mind blowing. Like Samantha, like we said earlier, 116.8 pounds. Our group lost as a whole. Not everybody had weight loss goals.
Entire grumpy teenager.
Teenager. And that being said, we did get permission to share the group total weight loss goal from every single person that participated. We are not sharing information that was not,
We're not telling you exactly who lost what, but we were allowed to tell you the total of the group, which was impressive because when we started this, it was really more of a business boosting and everybody added health to it. And wow.
Yeah. And I think that it played into the Slight Edge book club so well, and some things that Pam had been talking about. And, it's like, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And that is so true. So a lot of us for year 2 moved our health goal up to the number 1 priority. Like goal number 1 is health, because the better you feel, the more you take care of yourself, the better you're going to be able to do with your business, the better you're going to be able to meet with those other tactics. I mean, that's definitely a switch for me, is switching that into the main priority. So I was just so happy that came out of it.
I looked at mine as one being more prioritized than the other. I just looked at it as I have these priorities and they're all equal to each other.
I didn't look at it that way either. In year one, like I just had the two goals and I kind of gave them equal, equal standing. But after reading the Slight Edge and talking with our group, I get it. I get why health has to be the number one priority for some of us.
You have to take care of yourself and fill your own cup and do all the things to make you good in order to put effort out into the world. You got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do. Yeah.
It's like they say when you have that newborn baby, sleep when the baby sleeps. I'm like, do you really sleep when the baby sleeps? No.
You got to do laundry, get stuff ready, and clean up.
But you should sleep when the baby sleeps. If
that just fires me up, that advice, because I can't nap. Like that would just.
Well, listen, I was a napper, but I had to sanitize all those bottles. I had to get the laundry going. I had to get, I had to get everything ready for when he woke up.
Right.
Anyway, but yes, I mean, we talked to that even about people who are caregivers for other people. It's, if you get so inundated in caring for somebody who needs your help, an elderly person or a sick person and you're not taking care of yourself, eventually you're the one needing help. So you
sleep when your parents sleep when Grandpa Joe sleeps, sleep when everybody is sleeping.
And when you're not taking care of yourself, you're doing that other person a disservice too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Right, listen, I'm going to do a little sidebar
you guys
here.
Are cranky.
Because I heard something on a podcast with Lizzo today.
Of course you did.
I don't know that it even plays in here. So Molly, you can just edit this right out. But she was making the point that if you're not kind to yourself, you can't be as kind to other people. So it kind of reminded me when we were saying, like, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. Like, put on the oxygen mask first. But then I'd never heard it in the respect of, like, if you're not kind to yourself, if you don't have that, like, intrinsically, you can't be as kind to other people. I'm not saying you can't be kind, but if you don't feel that.
Very kind to other people, but I'm not always kind to myself.
Well, here's the thing. I think you can be kinder. I think you can be kinder.
I really,
you do that.
Molly, I think you could be better.
I don't know. Lizzo said, I mean, she's done a lot of work after the whole scandal. So
I immediately, this is how out of touch I am. I don't even know what scandal you're referring to.
Okay.
I immediately think of, even just in a mastermind meeting we had the other day, there was someone who was being hard on themselves, negative on themselves, immediately barked at me, was very cranky. She spun that around and started listening to all of us give her compliments and things that she did accomplish and all the stuff. And she started being kinder on herself. And then all of a sudden she was in a better mood for everybody else. So that makes so much
proof
sense.
that Lizzo's right.
Yeah. Yes. There we go.
No wonder we dance to Lizzo every other day. No wonder.
So if you can't, I guess the moral of the story is, if you can't do it for yourself, you can't fully give to somebody else. Like, you have to be able to do it for yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. I love that.
So I'm going to give a growth moment, because apparently I like to be just uber open and throw myself in a vulnerable place on these episodes lately.
I mean, last week it was phenomenal. If you guys have not listened to that about caring, collaboration, competition, go do yourself a favor. Listen to that episode. People that have watched it have really appreciated our vulnerability in that episode. So, yeah. Go ahead, Molly.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. So no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, son of a gun, I did it again.
Just kidding. What I wanted to say was, on the conversation that Samantha just had, I was that person, and I'm not saying that won't come back, but Libby and I would have conversations over the years where she would get on me about being negative, and I would say, I'm not being negative. I'm being factual. And for me, I wasn't looking at negative things I was saying as being negative. I wasn't pulling those emotions in when I was saying it. Like you said, like I had a wallop. So I could say to you, yeah, I really screwed that up. I sucked at that. And Libby would be like, don't be negative. Look at the, and I'm like, I'm not, I'm just being factual that I really screwed that up. Right. But what this 12-week year showed me, and things like that conversation you just shared showed me, was Libby was right. God, I can't believe I just said that lie. It's here.
Say it again.
Say it again. Let's make a reel of it.
Libby was right.
It was not the right thing for me to be saying, even though I wasn't emotionally connecting with the words when I said them. I was just being very matter of fact.
I like the concept of like there was a wall up, because that's really what it felt like. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was. So when you would say it, I'd be like, no, you don't get it. That's not what I'm saying. You're not understanding that I'm not emotionally connected. If I were being negative, my soul would hurt, but it wasn't hurting. But it doesn't matter. If you say negative things, even though you feel like you've put that block up, that negative stuff is still there. Instead of looking at the factual negative, look at the positive, which is one thing I wanted to say with this 12-week year. For the first time, I am so proud of myself because I figured that out on my own and then told Libby that she was right. That she was right. Oh my gosh. For those of you in podcast, Samantha just added down on our little running script at the bottom of the screen, breaking news, Libby was right.
Oh God.
But I factually, there were things that didn't go well for me for the first experience of the 12-week year. There was a time where I actually contemplated not throwing out, but walking away from the calendar part, maybe just saying I need to start back next. Everything was such a mess. I had changed calendars. I changed my tactics. I felt like what I was doing wasn't working. So I did this whole overhaul. And in the overhaul, it actually ended up deleting some of my previous week's work. And so then my numbers weren't even being calculated right. Like it just was a big kerfuffle, whatever I'm allowed to say.
Kerfluffle. Kerfluffle sounds better than.
I don't think you should be saying any of that.
Anyway, but what I did instead, my fridge. Instead of doing all of that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start fresh with this new calendar. I'm going to start right here where I am. I'm going to forget about that part right there. And we've got 3 weeks left, and I'm just going to get back into it and rock out the next 3 weeks. And it's what I did. And in the end, when I was reviewing my whole experience, that was like my biggest win of this last 12-week year, was that on my own, I went through those emotions, all of that craziness, but I came out at a totally different end than I would have a year ago.
I'm getting choked up because this is like, Molly and I have been friends for a long time, and just to see this and to see this revelation, and I'm so incredibly proud. Like, I think this is so huge and amazing, and like it just gets me like choked up. Like, it gives me life to see her succeed like that and just overcome that was a big thing in your life.
Yeah, I'm taking a picture of we're having this deep discussion about my life, and right now my mom, a red cardinal, just popped right up here on the roof, which I've never seen.
Aww.
So she's proud of me too.
Proud. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She's right there. She came to listen to the conversation. Anyway. Yeah.
But being able to start over in any moment, being able to say, all right, you know what? That quite didn't work for me. Or, oh, I screwed that up, but here we go. Like, let's go.
Right.
Right. You need that.
Yeah.
You need that in order to be successful.
And I think that's one of my favorite things about this 12-week year, is that we get a new year multiple times in a year.
Right?
And we are going to be celebrating every single one of them.
I love it.
I'm so
I
excited.
love it. That is nice. We get to celebrate, have our little party, play some bingo, hang out with everybody. We all got awards. It was great. And then start fresh. You can do totally different goals if you want, totally different things. Or you can keep the ones you had last time and keep building, or there's just so many options, and it doesn't get stale because you're not doing it the whole year. And then by the time you get to September, you're like, oh my God, that's still what I'm working on. All right.
Yeah, like the difference between I said like starting this new quarter, like now it's a new year. Like happy flipping new year, folks.
Yeah.
I would have, had we not been doing this, let's say it's last year at this time, because this actually did happen. I'd be like, oh gosh, like I'm $600 behind for the, or whatever. I'm behind for the year. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to make this up. So by the end of the year, I can get that, or I need to add this extra, and I'm putting all this pressure on myself, and I'm
then
calculating out
and say, should we add another platform? Should we do more live sales? Should we do
right? And I'm not doing any of that. I'm like, woo, fresh start. Last year was great. I learned a lot. I learned where the holes were, that I could do better with. Like, and I'm ready to go again and make it happen and not worry about that December.
Yeah.
You guys all saw me in the fourth quarter of last year. It wasn't pretty.
You met your goal. You met your goal last year, but it was so stressful for you at the end of the year. And you literally didn't meet
for all of those in her life.
I was horrible. I was horrible.
Sure, it was stressful for her father, for her sister, like all of us.
The dog. I mean, yeah, like all of us.
All feeling it.
And you didn't meet your goal until what, December 30th or something? Like you were
like, yeah, it was like,
or was it the 31st?
No, it was a couple of days before the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, I was literally eking in at the end of the year. I gave up everything. You were
not enjoying your holidays. You were not. Yeah, you like gave up Thanksgiving. You were like, I gotta work. I gotta do this. That's not how it is now. It's great. You're meeting goals. Awesome. You're meeting goals now and taking vacations with us. So it's going great.
Yeah, I came in. I will share my number. I will share that. I came in less than $500 shy of my my sales goal, because that's what I was tracking, and that's pretty amazing considering I pretty much had 2.5 weeks off during that time. Like,
making Samantha cry. Look at her. She's rubbing her eye, rubbing her nose.
And I exceeded my health goal. Like I totally exceeded my health goal. Yeah. And with 2.5 weeks off. Again, I didn't take those off from the health goal, but yeah.
No,
I mean,
she didn't.
That just
she went to the gym every morning and she was like healthy and stuff. And yeah, it's ridiculous.
I had chili cheese fries. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
We need to share Ben's
And how many ounces of margaritas over the course of a week?
It's a lot of margaritas.
That is a lot of margaritas.
You balanced it very well, but I loved that every night we were like, how many ounces has she had so far this trip? That was how we measured our vacation, by how many ounces of margarita Libby had. It was great.
Oh gosh.
All right. So
Ben's review up here already? I guess I didn't.
We've showed many people, but it hasn't been like shared to the interwebs. So we need to do that.
The nerve of me.
So for those that want to see it, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on all the places. We are Consignment Chats everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well, unfortunately, it's not on this computer. So I was going to load it in, but it's not on this computer.
So if y'all are listening to this and you're like, I need to be a part of the 12 weeks. This sounds great. How do I get in on the next quarter, year thing? How do they join us, Libby?
How?
She's
they
not
go into our Patreon. Yeah, right. You took me. Yeah, totally off guard here. You join our Patreon group. The announcements will absolutely be in there, and you can be all set for registration. In the meantime, do yourself a favor. Pick up the book, download the audio, listen to it free on YouTube, and whether you join us or not, you will get something out of this book.
And I swear to you, you listen to like the first 30 minutes of the YouTube synopsis of this, they'll read it right to you on YouTube. Plus there's a million other people that have done it and tried this.
Mhm.
And so just take half an hour and go listen to part of it and you'll be like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. Also, if you join our Patreon ahead of time right now at this moment, let's pause right now, go join it. We'll wait. If you go and join it now, you'll get like mini snippets of it, because what we do is we meet, the 12-week year group meets right before our weekly mastermind. So we meet, we all check in, give each other scores, make sure everything's updated and see how everybody's trending and all that stuff. But we don't really discuss a lot in there. We take that onto our mastermind group, because that is where everybody goes in and says how they've done over the last week. And whether you're in 12 weeks year or not, you could just be a regular person that's wanting to do stuff in there. And then we recap, we help each other. Did you struggle? Did you whatever? And we go through it. So we were talking with one of our members this morning at Motivation in Minutes, and she's like, I'm just so excited that I'm going to join this next quarter.
Year 3,
because she can't do it right now. She has other obligations, but she's like, I feel like I'm already in it and this is so great. And she's like, she's doing it through like osmosis, this 12-week program. So you can join the Patreon now and like baby step it. You can slight edge the 12-week year by joining
There
that
you
part.
go.
Right now.
Jill drink and drink again. That's right. Stay hydrated, our friend at Rusted Truck Relics.
I love it. All right. Any other things about the 12-week year we want to say? I don't know. If y'all didn't get how much we love it off of this, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah.
All right.
I'm
so
gonna end with
Jason,
this.
I think that the jury decided Jason was right. He is a hero for suggesting this. That's Jason the Santee Swapper. He is a hero, and he wasn't sure for suggesting it, whether he would be blamed for everything if it didn't go well, or whether he would be a hero. And I think definitely a hero. So thank you, Jason. Yeah.
Definitely in my life a hero, because I was so excited for. Oh my gosh, Samantha's got more breaking news along the bottom. Farmer Jason was also right. I was so excited about year 2 that, crazy enough, my eyes woke up at 4:30 a.m. this morning as if I was a kid on Christmas morning and I could not go back to sleep. So I showered and I've been working since 4:30, and here I am. Yeah, that's how excited I was about this.
You can't go to sleep until you edit this episode. I just want you to know that you do need to edit what we are currently recording, and then you're allowed to crash, because girl, you are going to crash
today, because one of my tactics is early bedtime every night. So I'm not taking a nap today. I'm staying up till my bedtime. I'm good. All right. I got plenty to keep me busy.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the second year, because we're going to find out about our sleep. So many of us have sleep tactics, and we're going to be evaluating that. Is it really as foundational as the experts tell us it is?
I don't know. I'm not doing that.
Not everyone is doing it. Everybody's got their own
wait
thing.
on that. 4 hours of sleep is fine. For those of you that are like, sleep, I'm here with you. We don't need that. It's okay. Join me for year 3 when it's also one of my tactics. Baby
all right,
steps.
ladies. Until next time.
Cheers.
I live right there.
Oh,
right there.
Is that a map?
That's the UP.
Did I
okay.
Did I tell you all the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.